Welcome back to Universally Speaking, ladies and gentlemen, where as always we will have a look at some of the key moments of Universe Mode this week. We begin this week with Smackdown Live and the instant classic between Sami Zayn and Pete Dunne for the European Championship. This championship has been renowned for fantastic matches, and this was no different. Zayn and Dunne put on what could be considered one of the best matches in SmackDown's recent history, and it was Pete Dunne who came out on top on the night. Who will Dunne's next challenger be, and what is next for Sami Zayn? We'll have to wait and see. Shortly after this classic match too though, we saw Tommaso Ciampa return to the scene of the crime, the exact place where he claimed he killed the Bullet Club. Ciampa, of course, was standing in the same car park where he attacked Gallows and Anderson, and he had a message for Balor. Ciampa wanted the Demon to rise, and Ciampa again claimed that he in fact isn't scared at all of the prospect of facing the Demon. But what Ciampa failed to realise though is that the Demon, or at least a partial Demon, was in fact watching, furthering the fact that Finn Balor is actually struggling even more than ever to contain the dark soul that lies within. Is Ciampa playing with fire? I certainly believe so. And as the Demon bubbles closer to the surface, so does this issue. We now move on to the portion of the show where we look at your reaction, and this week it was another visit to the Firefly Funhouse. Bray Wyatt took yet another bizarre turn and sent yet another demonic message to Roman Reigns in this week's Socially Speaking. A very bizarre and confusing moment yet again from Wyatt, who appears to be solely targeting Roman Reigns for bullying the younger man in Jordan Devlin. But the most notable part is he's invited Jordan Devlin to join him next week. You can be part of Socially Speaking by simply just being yourself and letting us know all of your thoughts in the live chat and in the comments below. So make sure you leave your comments and your thoughts on all forms of social media for your chance to be involved. Also on the Red Brand this week, we saw Aleister Black fire a warning shot over the head of Drew McIntyre after Drew McIntyre's attack just the week prior. Black has seen, heard and felt enough of McIntyre's pain and wants to inflict the final blow. Aleister Black, of course, was taken out at the hands of McIntyre many months ago and thought he had gotten his full measure of revenge after recently defeating the Scotsman at Unforgiven. But McIntyre has stated, and this is very clear, this issue isn't over until he says so. This is a collision that is likely to tear the WWE apart at the seams, and a collision that might have to be settled very, very soon. To close Monday Night Raw this week, we have a very tense contract signing between two of the members of Elite Sports Management for the World Heavyweight Championship match at No Mercy. Apollo Crews and Chad Gable both joined Paul Heyman in the ring to do the honors. The contracts weren't ever signed in the ring. The tension mounted to a point where Gable took exception to Apollo Crews and Paul Heyman, declaring that Gable would indeed have to do the right thing, referring to Gable, of course, potentially having to lay down and hand Crews the victory at the pay-per-view. Gable is a competitor though, and a former Olympian, and has never laid down for anyone. The question remains though, will Gable refuse to do the honors, or will he in fact lay down and bow to the wishes of the Elite? Maybe we'll get an answer this week when in the main event, the tag team champions, the Revival, go toe-to-toe with Chad Gable and Apollo Crews as a show of solidarity that was set up by Paul Heyman. Plus, Noam Dar has challenged Kofi Kingston to a match after the events of Smackdown Live this week. And speaking of Smackdown Live, we have a huge main event when Daniel Bryan goes one-on-one with the returning Lars Sullivan, as Bryan has requested a giant test before he goes to No Mercy for the Fatal 4-Way match for the WWE Championship. Plus, another world champion is in action in the final episode of Smackdown Live before the pay-per-view, as Shayna Baszler will take on the returning Sasha Banks as she wants another crack, albeit a non-title match, against Baszler. All that and so much more to come, ladies and gentlemen. As I always say, it's never been more important to have notifications on, as we are now going live on YouTube every single episode of Raw, SmackDown, and all pay-per-views, plus a ton of great ways you can support the channel and receive some awesome benefits, including signing up as a mid-carder or above on Patreon to get early access to every single video. You can also join the Murphs Elite right here on YouTube just by clicking the join button to get access to emotes, special sub badges, and there is now 3 tiers. You can join up as a rookie for access to emotes and sub badges, or you can join up as an established star to get emotes, sub badges, and access to our Discord server, or you can be a superstar and sign up to get all of the previous rewards. And then you can join the Kings of the No Cell and have your very own character in SWA. That's right, you get the sub badges, you get the emotes, and a character in the series. Plus, of course, we have the Teespring store. If you'd like to pick up a cool Murphs YT13 t-shirt or hoodie, or of course the ESM endorsed Elite t-shirts, all available right now, all the time. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, for Murphs YT13, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.